The Tokyo Tattler. The Lost Butterfly gets her wings clipped. April 4th, 2021. A timeless elegance imbued Prime Minister Adachi's wedding to shipping heiress Haya Tajima at the luxurious new Otani Hotel. Though this is the Prime Minister's second marriage, his first wife passed away several years ago, no expense was spared. Men wore coattails, women dressed in silks. Glasses bubbled over with Dom Perignon. Black and white swans imported from Australia swam in the garden pools. Attendees were a veritable feast of Japan's upper-crust society, including the imperial family. Even His Imperial Highness, Crown Prince Toshihito, was present, despite ongoing disagreements with the Prime Minister. But the focus wasn't on the feud, or even the bride and groom for that matter. All eyes were turned to the newly minted princess, Her Imperial Highness, Princess Izumi, also known as the Lost Butterfly. The wedding marked her first formal entrance into Japan society. Would she fly or fall? Her Imperial Highness, Princess Izumi, certainly dressed the part in a jade silk gown and Mikimoto pearls, pulled from the imperial vaults and gifted by the Empress. Press wasn't allowed inside the actual celebration, but by all accounts, the affair was flawless. So why was the Lost Butterfly spied boarding a train to Kyoto this morning? The Imperial Household Agency insists it was a planned, scheduled trip to the countryside. But we all know the Kyoto Imperial Villa is where royals go to repent. Last year, His Imperial Highness Prince Yoshihito stayed there while he recovered from an unauthorized trip to Sweden. It appears this butterfly's wings have been clipped. What could Her Imperial Highness Princess Izumi have possibly done to warrant an expulsion from the Tokyo Imperial Estate? No one has a clue. But somebody is definitely in trouble. Chapter 1. It is the sacred duty of best friends to convince you to do the things you should not do. You're never going to finish this. You tried, you really tried. Nora, aforementioned best friend, says, you gave it a shot. A shot consisted of one 5-minute attempt at an essay on the theme of personal growth in Huckleberry Finn. Nora is supposed to be helping me. I called her over for moral support. Better we just give up and move on. She flops onto my bed, arms across her eyes, the literal definition of a swoon. So dramatic. Her argument is compelling. I've had 4 weeks to work on the journal. Today is Monday. It is due Tuesday. I don't know enough about math to approximate the statistics of finishing on time, but I bet they're low. Hello, consequences of my own actions. We meet again, old friend. Nora's head pops up from my pillow. Good Lord, your dog stinks. I cuddle Tamagotchi close to my chest. It's not his fault. My terrier mix has a rare glandular condition for which there is no cure or medication. He also has a "you're so ugly, you're cute" face and a gross fetish for his own feet. He sucks his toes. Pretty sure I was put on this earth to love this canine. I can't ditch the assignment. I need it to pass the class, I say, surprising myself. I am seldom the voice of reason. Confession, there is no voice of reason in our friendship. Conversations usually go, Nora suggests bad idea. Me hesitates. Nora, disappointed face. Me comes up with worse idea. Nora, delighted face. Basically, she instigates and I double down. She's the Timberlake to my Beale, the Edward to my Bella, the Polly D to my Jersey Shore, my bestie from another testy, my ride or die. It's been this way since 2nd grade, when we bonded over our skin color, a shade darker than the white kids in Mount Shasta, and a shared inability to follow simple instructions. Draw a flower? Scoff. How about an entire ocean landscape with starfish criminals and an I don't play by the rules dolphin detective instead? Together, we're one half of an Asian girl gang, AGG for short. Think less organized crime, more Golden Girls. Hansini and Glory are the other 2 parts. Membership dues are strict and paid in some claim to Asian ancestry, meaning we're Pan-Asian. In a town strung together with tie-dyes and Confederate flags, one cannot afford to discriminate. Nora levels me with her eyes. It's time to give up, adapt, overcome, be at peace with your failure. Let's go to the Emporium. I wonder if that cute guy still works behind the counter. Remember when Glory got all flustered and ordered Reese's Penises ice cream? Come on, Zoom Zoom, she cajoles. I wish you'd never heard my mother call me that. I shift, and Tamagotchi scrambles from my arms. It is no secret. I love him more than he loves me. He circles and lays down, tucking his chin into his butt. So cute. Nora shrugs. I did though, and it's amazing. Now I cannot not use it. I prefer Izzy. You prefer Izumi, she volleys back. Correct. But by the 3rd grade, I'd heard those 3 syllables butchered enough to want to simplify my name. It's easier this way. If white people can learn Klingon, they can learn to pronounce your name. When someone is right, they're right. True, I admit. My bestie taps her fingers against her stomach, a clear sign of boredom. She sits up, and her smile is cat-like, secretive, smug. Another reason I'm a dog person. Never trust a cat. They'll eat your face if you die. I have no proof of this, only a strong gut feeling. Forget the Emporium then. I'm feeling pale and unattractive. Now I'm grinning. We've been down this road before. I am happy to follow. Maybe we should just freshen up and try again? I ever so helpfully suggest. Tamagotchi's ears perk up. Nora nods sagely. Great minds think alike. She flashes me another smile and dashes out the door toward Mom's master bathroom, otherwise known as the Rodeo Drive of cosmetics. It's hard to think about what's on the chipped vinyl counter and not salivate. Shiny lacquered cases of Chanel eyeshadow palettes, a La Prairie Caviar sleep mask, Yves Saint Laurent couture eyeliner. Oh, and Korean skincare products, anyone? Yes, please. Each decadent little indulgence holds a promise of better tomorrows. Like, things are super bad right now, but I really think this bronzer in Golden Goddess is going to turn it all around. Irony is, the pricey makeup is the diametric opposite of Mom's no-fuss practicality. She drives a Prius, next-level recycles. Sometimes I think she had a child just to help her turn the compost pile, and reuses her pantyhose. Got leftover soap slivers? Shove them in the toe of an old stocking and get every last bit of suds out of them. When I point out this hypocrisy to Mom, she is flat out dismissive. Whatever, she says. It's all part of my feminine mystique. I don't disagree. We ladies contain multitudes. What it comes down to is, the glosses and highlighters are Mom's guilty pleasure. And it's purely Nora's and my pleasure to paint our faces while Mom is teaching at the local community college. I find Nora applying a Dior gloss and peeking through the blinds. Jones is in your backyard again. I cross the carpet and join Nora to peer out the window. Yep, that's him. Our next-door neighbor wears a floppy pink sun hat, white t-shirt, yellow Crocs, and a sarong so colorful, it's offensive. I mean, who created such an unholy thing? He carries 2 jars of dark liquid and places them on our back porch. Probably kombucha. The bearded wonder is sweet on my mom, brews his own tea, keeps bees, and his favorite t-shirt says love sees no color. This, of course, is a lie. Love definitely sees color. Example, when I mustered up the courage to tell my 7th grade crush I liked him, he replied, "Sorry, I just don't find Asian chicks attractive." Since then, my love life has followed the same cursed path. My last relationship ended in a dumpster fire. His name was Forrest, and he cheated on me during homecoming. We consciously uncoupled. I rub my side where there is a sudden sharp pain. Probably gas. Definitely not the memory. It's a little creepy that he brings your mom's stuff all the time. Kind of like a feral cat that leaves dead mice on your porch. Nora recaps the gloss and smooths her lips together. The deep red color matches her personality. Subtle is not in her vocabulary. I cross my arms. 2 weeks ago, he brought her a book of pressed flowers. Mom may be a bio professor, but botany is her real jam. What Jones lacks in fashion, he makes up for in game. I'll give that to him. Nora moves from the window and pitches the gloss onto Mom's flea market quilt. Mom's a fan of old things. Is this the book he made her? Rare Orchids of North America? She's at Mom's nightstand now, rifling through her stuff. Such a snoop. No, I say. That's different. I've never paid much attention to the book, because rare orchids and all. Nora flips open the cover. Ruh-roh, Scooby-Doo. Yes. She taps a finger against the title page and begins reading. My dearest Hanako. It takes a moment for me to catch up. Dearest? Hanako? I lunge, snatching the book from her hands. Grabby, she mumbles, resting a chin on my shoulder. The handwriting is neat but slanted, the pencil nearly faded. My dearest Hanako, please let these words say what I cannot speak. I wish I were close to you as the wet skirt of a salt girl to her body. I think of you always. Yamabe no Akahito. Yours, Makoto, Mach, 2003. Nora whistles low. Guess Jones isn't your mom's only not-so-secret admirer. I sit down on the bed. Mom never mentioned a Makoto. I don't know how to feel about that fact. It's strange to think about your parents' life before you. Call me narcissistic, but it's a teen's prerogative to believe everything started the moment you were born. Like, Izzy's here now. Earth, you may begin spinning. I don't know. Maybe it's an only child thing. Or maybe my mom loved me so much, she made it seem that way. I'm still processing this when Nora carefully says, So, hey, you were born in 2003. Yeah. I swallow, staring at the page. Our thoughts have turned in the same improbable, yet intuitively correct direction. Mom said she got pregnant with me in her final year of college. My parents were in the same senior class, Harvard, 2003. My father was another student, visiting from Japan, a one-night stand. But not a mistake, she always insisted. Never a mistake. I stare at the name. Makoto. Mach. What are the chances Mom had separate affairs with two different Japanese men in the year I was born? I glance at Nora. This could be my father. Saying it out loud feels weird, heavy, taboo. The topic of my father has always been a biographical footnote. Izzy was conceived in 2003 by Hanako Tanaka and an unknown Japanese male. It isn't the knowledge of my origins that makes me feel bad. I am a daughter of the 21st century. No way I'd be ashamed of my mom's sexual liberation. I respect her decisions, even though the word mom and the word sex makes me want to set something on fire. It's the not knowing that makes my soul ache. Walking down the street, examining people and wondering, are you my father? Could you know my father? Could you know something about me I don't? Nora looks me over. I know that look. You're getting your hopes up. I hug the book to my chest. Sometimes it's hard not to be jealous of my bestie. She's got so much I don't. 2 parents and an enormous extended family. I've been to Thanksgiving at her house. It's a real Norman Rockwell painting, except with a tipsy uncle, farcy flying around, pomegranate gravy, and persimmon tarts in lieu of apple pie. She knows exactly where she comes from, who she is, what she's all about. Seriously, I say finally. Nora sits down and nudges me. Seriously? This could be your dad. This could not be your dad. No need to jump to conclusions. Too late. As a kid, I thought lots about my father. Sometimes I fantasized he was a dentist or an astronaut, and once, though I'll never admit it out loud, I wished he was white. Actually, I wished both my parents were white. White was beautiful. White was the color of my dolls and the models and families I saw on TV. Like shortening my name, a paler skin color and a rounder eye shape would have made my life so much easier, the world so much more accessible. I glance at the page. Harvard must have records of who attended. It comes out wobbly. I've never dared search for my father. I don't even really talk about him. For one, Mom hasn't really encouraged it. In fact, her unwillingness to speak about him discouraged it. So I kept quiet, not wanting to rock the mother-daughter boat. I still don't. But I shouldn't have to do this alone either. Isn't that what best friends are for? To share the weight? Click. Flash. Nora takes a picture of the page with her phone. We'll get to the bottom of this, she promises. I wish I could bottle her confidence, her self-assuredness. If I only had half as much as she does. You okay? She asks. My lips twitch. There's a skittery feeling in my chest. This could be big. Really big. Yeah, it's just a lot to process. Nora flings her arms around me, squeezing me tight. We hug it out. Don't worry, she says earnestly. We'll find him. You really think so? I let all the hope shine in my eyes. The cat-like smile returns. Is Cinnabon my downfall? Based on past consumption, I'd say yes. Her nod is swift and confident. We'll find him. See? Ride or die.